much promised time on this earth, and I want to start being more honest in these videos. Going back home over the weekend, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things, and I experienced a lot of things in that short time. One of the things I want to talk about is being an empath. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the term, empaths are people who can feel other people's emotions, and I believe everyone is this to a certain degree, and everyone has experienced this in their life. If you've ever walked into a room and unknowingly just felt tension or felt the nervousness in the air, if you've ever walked into a room, felt the sadness, felt the happiness, that's that. You've been around the person and you can feel their emotion. That's being an empath. As of recently in my life, that's kicked up a whole lot more. Going back home, it kind of reinstated a certain belief of mine that I have, and I want to share that. This belief is that when you're not around certain people, you're not supposed to be around them for a good reason. And if you try and force being around them, you're going to learn exactly why you're not supposed to be. Now, an example of this, just to simplify the concept before we go into it, is if someone wants to get their work done, they're going to put on a mindset to get their work done, which is probably going to include secluding themselves to their room. And if you try and force a conversation with them while they're in that mindset, they might be irritated, might get angry at you, showing you why you shouldn't force being around that person at certain times. And that's okay. And sometimes this can go into a bigger scheme where you lose friendships because you guys aren't supposed to be around each other at that time. Sometimes you guys rendezvous back, but maybe the flame is supposed to die for now. Well, I went back home and I visited my hometown friends that I've known since middle school. We were super close in high school. There's around 8 of us. And we were visiting back in my friend's basement area, and it wasn't good. See, after high school, I left for college. I moved, and they all stayed for the most part. Well, I saw exactly why I wasn't supposed to be around them. As of late, I've gotten to be a lot more happy, a lot more ready to go after my dreams, go after what I want. And I've built a happy, positive mindset for myself. I've gone through all the sadness that I felt I needed to go through in the past 4 months to learn, and I just need to take advantage of what's in front of me. That I can't say the same for them down there. And I'm not trying to bash them, but I'm trying to say is a lot of them are in angry, spiteful, sad, depressed mindsets. And that's kind of what I got from visiting them. But for the most part, I didn't get this from talking to them. I got this from feeling them. I was just sitting down and I felt nervousness. I felt anxiety start creeping into my being, and I really didn't understand why. I was happy around being around these guys. I was sitting next to one of my friends, and to just distract myself, I started talking to him, and instantly I noticed he was the source of it. He was nervous. The first thing he proceeded to tell me was about how he felt stuck in life. I felt he was going nowhere, and he just reeked of fear. I talked with one of my closest friends from that group, and he reciprocated the same of just how dangerous the dorms are for him, how drug addictions are affecting him, how he's not happy, how people are complimenting his figure, but it's from drug addiction, and how he has to survive, etc., etc. And it's scary. All my friends were filled with fear. And the issue is back in high school, we were all just a happy family, so I could let go and just go into their level, allowing me to feel all their emotions and just be happy, because that's what we were, happy. Well, that was my natural instinct when I saw them, to just let go and swoop down to their level. The feelings that I was absorbing were all negative, all fear-based, and it started to affect me, because at that moment, I didn't realize that these emotions weren't mine. In a span of a few hours, I'd negatively let these emotions affect me. And when I got home, I felt the contrast of emotions, because me as a person, I was ecstatic to be home, and I could tell that. I could feel like the goodness, because I love my home. But I felt the contrast of those negative fears that I had absorbed. I had to start cleaning myself, and I realized how many steps I'd taken back because I had let in all these emotions. See, this ability isn't always on. It's not like others' emotions are always affecting you. But sometimes, especially when it's those that you're close with, you feel more comfortable letting in these emotions. And that's where I went wrong. And to a degree, as I said, a lot of people are like this. And the issue comes in when you start mistaking these emotions of others as yours. I know that I'm not scared. I know that I'm not worried. I know that I don't feel stuck. Yet all these emotions were just shoved into me. And this again shows that I don't need to be around them. I forced these relationships, if I'm being honest, for the most part, because I love them. I miss how things were. But when people go separate ways, it's for growth. I went my own separate way to college for growth, and what I'm going through now is definitely for growth. They're going through growth as well. And when people are on different stages, they're not on the same level. You try and force that connection, it's not going to go well. That's why I believe that sometimes when you guys split, let the flame die, because it's not a promise that it won't reignite. And who's to say when it reignites, the flame's going to be brighter. I love all these guys and I can see them in my future for sure. But right now, I think everyone needs to go on their own separate journey. And that's kind of what I got through this empath ability, is that I need to let this flame die, just for now. Of course, I'm not going to shun my friends, etc., because I love them. They help me grow up as a person. But sometimes it's just not the time to be around people. And again, that's okay. And I'm sure everyone can understand this at some point in their life. There's someone they love that they should probably let go of for now. But we love what's comfortable. And when what's comfortable as a person, that can cause issues. So hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. My name is JC. Hope you have a good rest of your day.